Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my discussion of Mr. Oz's identity being revealed. Okay, well, if you were goofy enough to click on this video and not expect a spoiler, this is your last warning. If you don't want to spoil things, check out this week's Action Comics number 987 in stores today before continuing further into this video. Okay? Alright, so it's Jor-El. And I have to say it's a pretty good twist. Based on the cover, it seems like Jor-El was pulled from Krypton moments before it was destroyed by somebody. Now, it might have been Dr. Manhattan or some other unforeseen force into that, but we don't really know at this point. What we do know is that whoever Jor-El is working for, or if he's working independently with his own agenda, he's been very busy. We've seen him observing a great deal of events closely while also occasionally intervening in unique ways, such as taking Tim Drake captive when everyone thought he was dead. Or as we see in Action Comics 987, he's gained followers all over the world and moved some of them into committing these vicious attacks on one another. It's not clear to me, at all, what his endgame is, although it does seem to still be Jor-El based on Action Comics. When asked by Superman about the recent acts of terror he just committed, by manipulating various humans into doing so, Jor-El responds, "I did nothing but present them with options. They had a choice between darkness and light. Darkness won. They embraced murder, mayhem, and destruction." There's a lot to unpack there, but it seems he at least views himself as somebody working for the better of the universe. Yet he is clearly dissatisfied with the human race and openly says to his son that he doesn't think Earth deserves Superman. I really like how they're framing this. That's a good twist, something really new to DC canon and Superman himself, and seems like a real legitimate conflict. What we know of Jor-El suggests he's a benevolent man and a powerful scientist, but we don't know a lot about how he might view the human race. We do know that Krypton seems to have been very advanced compared to current-day Earth. And when I think of how Zod and Supergirl tend to act when they first came to Earth, I can believe Jor-El might have this belief that humans are, vastly inferior and Superman shouldn't be living with them. The implications are quite interesting. After all, Superman has a grandson, who is, of course, part human. Meanwhile, Mr. Oz being Jor-El is kind of interesting when we consider some of his past. I'm specifically thinking of Superman Reborn with the whole concept of him keeping around the New 52 version of his son. Whatever the case may be, this is another example of some of the great work they're doing with Superman. Merging the two versions of the character into one, giving Superman a family, and this are all solid examples of DC really treading new ground with their characters. None more so than Kal-El, whose comics have been really good lately in both the Superman series and Action Comics. I've really been impressed with what they've been doing with this notoriously tough character to write for. It's all pretty fresh news I'm still digesting, but the implications are striking. Points to DC for their restraint on the reveal, too. This was a long time in before they finally did this. And it also means they've been very careful not bringing in the Watchmen characters too quickly, either. They just keep cookie crumbing us with bits and pieces of news like this, and the slow trickle of an interesting, unpredictable mystery that is the overarching narrative of Rebirth really has me hooked at this point. Every scrap of it keeps building this mystery up, and what's most impressive is that they clearly have an endgame to all of this. This ain't lost. They know what they're doing. You can tell there's a plan, because a great deal of that plan has already been written by now. So things are heading towards something. Though DC has wonderfully been careful in guarding what that something is, each step of the way is entertaining enough in its own right that it's worth following. It's great. I know I keep banking on about how great Rebirth is if you watch a lot of our videos, but they just keep doing awesome stuff like this, and it's hard not to get caught up in all of it. So yeah, that's the big news of the week and my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Otherwise, if you like Comic Island, consider visiting our Patreon page. The adpocalypse hit us as bad as the other channels. Patreon could really help make up for that lost ad revenue so Joey and I can spend more time making this stuff. Thanks for watching, your support means everything, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.